That's better. Listen, we are called for today.
Yes, you are.
It is an honor and a privilege and a blessing to be here with you tonight. Thank you guys so much. For real, for coming out and spending this time here with us. Who has had a good time so far tonight on the Unshakable tour? Good, good, good. Why don't you give it up for our good friends that were kind enough to join us out on this tour in the band's 100th Texas in July, Sleeping Giant and Impending Doom. Yeah, all of those bands are incredible, so make sure you go and check out all the merch for sale. Support those bands, buy some shirts and CDs, keep doing what they're doing, keep them out on the road. I know it's been a long one so far, but are you guys tired yet? I said, are you guys tired yet? All right, good. Well, we still got a long way left to go, so you guys hopefully can stay with us. Listen, I want it to be understood. When we started this band, one of the things that we said, I still remember, we were sitting in the van driving to my first show in the band over 5 years ago. We were driving to a city called Buffalo, Minnesota, and I turned to Mike, our guitar player, and I said, let's preach the gospel until Jesus comes back or we get killed for it. Whichever comes first. And I want you to understand, when we set out to do this thing, when we really set ourselves to do this thing, it wasn't so we could get a bunch of Christian kids together to pat us on the back and clap for us and tell us how cool they think we are. It was so that we could link arms with Jesus and we could go into the world to seek and save the lost. Amen. This was never about making church kids feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. This was about changing the world. This was about storming the gates of hell and dragging souls back by any means necessary. So I want you to understand that is the mission of this band. And if you came here a Christian or a believer, or even maybe you're listening to Impending Doom or Sleeping Giant tonight and you decided, man, I want to follow Jesus. Maybe that was the first time. I want you to understand that doesn't mean listening to our band. That doesn't mean buying some shirts or some CDs and supporting what we're doing. That means joining with us. Following Jesus doesn't mean that we simply watch him while he does it. It means we do it with him. And so listen, if you believe in what we're doing and you want to be a part of what we're doing, the way that you do that is not by standing out there and clapping and cheering us on while we go and seek and save the lost, while we go preach the gospel, while we go heal the sick, and while we go depopulate hell. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, that means that you go do it. That you leave this place and you go back to your high school and you begin telling people that Jesus is able to save them from their sin. That you leave this place and you go grab strangers and tell them that there is a love that's greater than anything they've ever experienced. If they would just lay it all down to have Jesus. That means you go leave this place and lay your hands on the sick and see them recover. Demons cannot dwell in the presence of the living God. And if God follows you where you go, demons can't, friend. So I want you to understand the invitation tonight is not to give us the golf clap, the courtesy pat on the back for talking about Jesus from stage, and then leave and say, man, for today's really doing something incredible. The invitation tonight is for you to do something incredible. Be a part of changing our world and advancing the kingdom of heaven, no matter what it costs you and no matter how many friends it loses you. Because I promise if you do it right, it might lose you all of them. Yeah. Listen, I know that the preachers are supposed to end on a high note. Let me just end on a low note. You might lose everything for Jesus, but he's worth it. Listen, we're not in this for fame. We're not in this for popularity. We're not in this for wealth or success or gratitude. We're in this thing to change the world. We're in this thing to change the world and to bring glory to the only one that is worthy. So this is our declaration of the United States of America, that no matter who sits in the Oval Office, no matter who lives in the White House, we will always be nation under God. Off your feet, Maryland, show me what you got. We say as one to the flag of freedom. We feel the flames of power. A revolution got for the brave ones. Till their time will do. We want to change the bondage, painted with stars and stripes. And we can turn this nation from there. If you will back from front to the cause of the brave ones. Something that stand and fight. Awaken our generation from their slave. Come on, the fate of the nation's hanging on your wall. Stand up and testify. I am free. Well done. And watch heaven open wide. I am free. So stand up and testify. I am free. And watch heaven open wide. I am free. At the gate of a nation, tears the current rise up to their aim. I can say that now they will listen, baby. The court of destruction. I can say that now they run up a chapter. The few that stand and fight. We run up a chapters. The guardian of light. This dying nation needs your hope. So stand up and testify. Let your light shine in the darkest night. Never turn back, never give up the fight. Cause the darkness cannot overcome when the light shines. So we come to the sun. Let your voice be heard. I can hear it. Let your voice be heard. We stand as one until the flag of freedom. We feel the flames of power. A revolution come for the brave ones. We know that time will come. We want to change the bondage, painted with stars and stripes. And we can turn this nation from there. If you will pay the price. Columbia, Maryland. No one stands still. So listen now. Let your voice be heard. We are the revolution. Right in the nation. We are the revolution. All hell gets stop us now. We are the revolution.